Okay, so the second part of this lesson is finding a rule, so finding the function rule. I'm on page 468, guided practice, and it's number 2. So if you want to follow along, guided practice, page 468, number 2. You'll notice that they give you a table, and it's labeled position and then value. And they gave you the numbers. And then at the end of the table, they have a letter n. Now n is just a variable. And we don't know what n is right now. We can put in any number for n to figure out what this blank is going to be. Okay, there's a blank spot. So what the question asks in number 2, it says use words and symbols to describe the value of each term as a function of its position. Okay, so that's the first part. So the answer to that would be, if you're looking at this table, you need to figure out what's happening as you go from the number 1 here to the number 2. And then you're going from the number 2 to the number 4. And what's happening as you're going from the number 3 to the number 6. And you'll notice that a pattern starts to form. And you can kind of think about it in your head. Okay, how do I get from 1 to 2? I can either add 1 or I can multiply by 2. And then you'll go over to the next spot. How do I get from 2 to 4? I can either add 2 or multiply by 2. Then you start to notice a pattern. Okay, if I do 3 times 2, I'm going to get to 6. And if I do 4 times 2, I'm going to get to 8. So you'll notice that each time you go from the position to the value, you're multiplying the position by 2. So when the question asks use words or symbols to describe, you can write down multiply the position by 2, and then you can also write 2n. Okay, 2 times n. That means multiply the position times 2. 2 times n. Okay? The question also asks on guided practice, it says, then find the value of the 15th term. Okay? Now, notice they're not asking for the 5th term, right? The 5th term would be easy. You just do 5 times 2, which would be 10. It would be the next spot. But you have to read the directions carefully because they're asking for the 15th term. So what I did down here was I did 2 times 15, 2 times n, and they wanted the 15th term, so I put 2 times 15, which is equal to 30. So your answer would be 30. Okay? If you now look on independent practice, page 469, at number 1, I'll help you out with that one as well. So again, we're on page 469, number 1. It says in the directions, again, very important to read or else you would miss half of the question. Use words and symbols to describe the value of each term as a function of its position. Then find the value of the 12th term in the sequence. So this time they're asking for the 12th. So that's why it's so important to read the directions. Now they have the table written out for you, just like I wrote out here, and you have to figure out how am I getting from 3 to 12, how am I getting from 4 to 13, how am I getting from 5 to 14, what pattern am I figuring out here? And you'll notice that each time you're adding 9 to the position. 3 plus 9 equals 12. 4 plus 9 equals 13. 5 plus 9 equals 14, and so on. And then if you wanted to use symbols for that, you would do n plus 9 because you're adding 9 to the position. The position is just n plus 9. Then the second part of the question where it asks you to find the 12th term, again, it's not asking you to find the next term, which would be the 7th term. It's asking you to find the 12th term. Okay, so you would have to do, instead of having an n there, you would plug in 12. 12 plus 9 equals 21. So your answer would be 21. And I know that this isn't the easiest lesson, but hopefully I can kind of do a couple of these videos and get you through it. And again, if you have any questions, please make sure that you email or ask on Google Classroom. I will be available pretty much all day, every day to help you if need be.